Plan Japan. Logical routes, realistic budgets, zero guesswork. 14 days in Japan, but not show. But not the usual route. This itinerary goes beyond Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka to include the dramatic Tateyama-Kurobe Alpine route, the samurai streets of Kanazawa, the mountain town of Takayama, and the UNESCO farmhouse villages of Shirakawa-go. In this video, I'll walk through the full day-by-day plan with a budget breakdown at the end. So here's Plan Japan. If you want to save your itinerary, sign in first using the button in the top right. It only takes a second. Now, let's set up a 14-day trip for 2 travelers in US dollars. I'll select Tokyo, Kanazawa, Takayama, and Osaka as the main cities. Then I'll add 2-day trips, Shirakawa-go from Takayama for the UNESCO Gasho-zukuri farmhouses, and the Tateyama-Kurobe Alpine route from Tokyo as a transit day crossing the Northern Alps. Interest on defaults, budget on mid-range, hit generate, and there it is, 14 days, fully planned. Day 1 is arrival day in Tokyo, Sensoji Temple and Nakamai's. Shopping street in Asakusa, arrive before 8 a.m. to beat the crowds. You can click on any activity name to open it directly in Google Maps. Kimono rentals are available nearby. Then Meiji Shrine and Yoyogi Park in Harajuku, a serene forest shrine, and Harajuku Takashita Street and Omotesando for shopping in the afternoon. Day 2, Akihabara Electric Town in the morning for anime, retro games, and maid cafes. Then Shinjuku in the evening, Omoide, Yokocho Yakitori Alley, and Golden Gai with over 200 themed bars. And Don Quixote, Japan's 24-hour megastore, tax-free shopping for purchases over 5,000 yen. Bring your passport. Day 3, Tsukiji Outer Market from 5 a.m. Many stalls sell out by 10 or 11. Depachika Food Hall crawl through the basement food halls of Isetan in Shinjuku, or Takashimaya, Japan's finest prepared food, sweets, and bento. And Shibuya Crossing and Shibuya Sky in the evening. There's a book button on the observation deck, best at dusk or after dark. Day 4 rounds out Tokyo. Hamarikyu Gardens, a tidal garden from 1654 surrounded by skyscrapers. Ueno Park and the Tokyo National Museum, one of the world's largest collections of Japanese art. And Nakameguro Canal Walk, tree-lined and especially beautiful during cherry blossom season. Day 5 is one of the most spectacular days of the whole trip, the Tateyama-Kurobe Alpine route. Leave Tokyo early by 6:30 to 7 a.m. at the latest, taking the Shinkansen to Nagano, then the Oito line to Shinano-Omachi, the east entry point of the Alpine route. Allow the full day, 6 to 8 hours end to end, crossing the Northern Alps by 7 modes of transport. The Alpine route runs east to west from Shinano-Omachi to Toyama. A local bus from Shinano-Omachi to Ogizawa starts the journey. Then the Kanden Tunnel electric bus through the mountain. Kurobe Dam Walk, Japan's highest dam at 100.86 meters, with dramatic water discharge from June to mid-October. Kurobe Cable Car, which runs entirely underground. Tateyama Ropeway, Japan's longest single-span ropeway at 1.7 kilometers. Daikanbo Observation Deck at 2,316 meters, the best panoramic viewpoint on the whole route. Tunnel, trolley bus to Morodo. The Morodo Highland at 2,450 meters. Walk the Mikurigaike Pond Loop past a volcanic crater lake, and in spring walk the snow corridor with walls up to 20 meters high. Highland bus to Bijadaira. Tateyama Cable Car down to Tateyama Station, and the Toyama-Chiho Railway to Toyama. Then one final 35-minute Shinkansen hop to Kanazawa, where you'll be based for the next 3 nights. Forward luggage from your Tokyo hotel to Kanazawa before departure to keep the day manageable. Day 6, first full day in Kanazawa, Higashi Chaya Geisha District, well-preserved tea house streets with gold leaf craft shops and cafes. Kenroku-en Garden, one of Japan's 3 great gardens, free entry before 8 a.m. from March to October, worth the early start. And Gyokusen-en Garden, a hidden gem next to the castle, far less crowded than Kenroku-en. Day 7 in Kanazawa, Nagamachi Samurai District, the best preserved samurai neighborhood in Japan with 17th century earthen walls and water channels. The Nomura Kei Samurai House is the highlight at 800 yen entry, Kanazawa Castle Park adjacent to Kenroku-en, and Katamachi and Korinbo evening food crawl. Kanazawa's Izakaya Hub tries Jibuni duck stew, fresh sushi, and local sake from Noto Peninsula breweries. Day 8, Omicho Fresh Market, the best seafood market outside Tokyo. Ninja Dera Myoryuji Temple with its hidden traps and secret rooms. Advanced booking essential. Book at least a week ahead online. DT Suzuki Museum, a contemplative space designed by Yoshio Taniguchi. And Kazuemachi Geisha District, the quietest and most atmospheric of Kanazawa's 3 geisha districts. Day 9, Nohi bus from Kanazawa to Takayama, about 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 2,200 yen. Scenic mountain road through forest. Bus is the only direct option. Sanmachi Suji, historic merchant district, the best preserved Edo period townscape in Japan. 3 narrow lanes of sake breweries, craft shops, and matcha townhouses. Most atmospheric at dawn before tour groups arrive. Takayama Morning Market at Jinyamai or Miyagawa, Sobikt. Fresh Hida vegetables, pickles, local crafts. Go early, stalls start packing up by 11 a.m. And Jinya, the Takayama Government House, the only surviving Edo period regional government building in Japan. Day 10, Shirakawa-go day trip from Takayama, 50 minutes by Nohi bus at 2,600 yen return. Ojimachi Village with its UNESCO World Heritage Gasho Zukuri farmhouses. Steep thatched roofs designed to shed heavy snow, many farmhouses still occupied. Shiroyama viewpoint for the essential postcard view over the village. And Wada House and Kanda House, 2 of the largest Gasho farmhouses open to the public. Arrive early or late afternoon, most crowded from 10 to 2. Day 11, last day in Takayama. Takayama ramen and mitarashi dango. Takayama-style ramen uses a light soy broth with flat noodles, and the grilled rice dumplings with sweet soy glaze are sold on the streets of Sanmachi. Hida Folk Village, an open-air museum of over 30 authentic Gasho Zukuri farmhouses relocated from across the Haida region, and sake brewery tours along Sanmachi Suji. Funasaka and Hirase offer free tasting rooms. Day 12, direct highway bus from Takayama to Osaka, about 5 hours, 30 minutes at 3,900 yen. On arrival, Kuromon Ichiba Market, Osaka's Kitchen, fresh seafood and grilled meat from 8 a.m., and Dotonbori Street food walk in the evening. Takoyaki, okonomiyaki, and kushikatsu. Day 13 in Osaka, Osaka Castle and Nishinomaru Garden. Denden Town for electronics and manga, and Hozenji Yokocho and Minami back streets, atmospheric moss-covered stone lanterns in a tiny alley, best after dark. Day 14 is departure day. Shinsekai neighborhood and Tsutenkaku Tower. Kushikatsu at Daruma, no double-dipping rule. Namba and Shinsaibashi shopping. Pokemon Cafe Osaka, if you booked ahead, reservations open exactly 31 days in advance at 6 p.m. Japan time and fill within minutes. And Don Quixote Donbori for last-minute souvenir shopping. Now, the budget. For 2 travelers on a mid-range budget, the total comes out at around $6,400. Roughly $3,200 per person for 14 nights across 5 cities. Flights are around $1,741 total, $870 per person return. Accommodation, $1,762 for the trip, $881 per person. Intercity transport, $367 covering all buses and trains between cities, and a 12% contingency buffer of around $690. Check the JR Pass section. For this route, the planner flag's individual tickets are cheaper by around $315 per person, so skip the pass and book Shinkansen segments individually. So that's a complete 14-day off-the-beaten-path Japan itinerary. Tokyo, the Tateyama Kurobe Alpine route, Kanazawa, Takayama, Shirakawa-go, and Osaka. With a full budget breakdown, Google Maps links for every activity, and direct booking links. PlanJapan is completely free. Try it at planjapan.app, link in the description. If you want the classic Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka routes, those videos are up on the channel. Thanks for watching.